Namaskar. A very warm welcome to each one of you to this session of sound healing. Just take a few moments to be with yourself. Being with oneself means that dropping all the engagements of the mind. The mind and the senses keep drawing us outside in the outer world, or the mind, when it is hyperactive, it keeps on engaging us with all kinds of distracting thoughts and emotions. The mind and senses are great servants. They have served us a great deal. But sometimes when we want time for ourselves, we send the house helps on leave. So it is time to send the senses and the mind on leave and just be with yourself. When we send the mind on leave, we put aside all our cares and worries and anxieties. It is an opportunity to savor and enjoy the present moment. And when we are fully in the present moment, it is so relaxing. The body, the mind, and the senses begin to reveal to us those informations which we normally do not pay any attention to. Being in the present is a moment of revelation. We come face to face with some of our own truths that we do not have time to look at. And healing is about repatterning. Any issue that we have in life is because of a certain pattern of thought or behavior that we have acquired and nurtured over many lifetimes. When we are with ourselves, we are given the golden opportunity to recognize those patterns. When we become truly aware of these patterns, we stop blaming others or the outside forces for whatever we are going through. We begin to take responsibility for ourselves. And by taking this responsibility, by truly becoming aware of how we have been victims of our own patterns, we create an opening where these patterns can be dissolved. Once the pattern dissolves, any condition that is challenging can be reversed. Or the least that can happen is that the condition will not deteriorate, it will be arrested. So sum and substance of all this is that those who learn the lessons and have the courage to repattern, they are healed. And those who choose to remain caught up with the pattern and refuse to change, they are inviting continued challenges. We come here to this session for healing. And healing happens through raising of awareness. The higher we rise in awareness, we develop new perspectives on what we are and why a certain situation continues to linger in our life. And in the perspective of higher awareness, the binding patterns dissolve and healing happens. So let us all make a prayer for higher understanding so that we can heal our patterns and embrace transformation instead of just temporary relief. So let us pray to the Guru principle to give us the opportunity to understand our limitations and to repattern our thoughts and behavior. We will chant Om 3 times and then do the Guru Vandana. You can pray to any principle or God or goddess or teacher you hold in reverence. We will chant Om on the out breath. Om Akhand Mandala Karam व्याप्तं येन चराचरम् तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ॐ श्री सद्गुरुवे नमः। Take a moment to feel the sacred space in your heart where prayerfulness resides. Be aware of the breath expanding the heart and bringing in a sense of love and longing for healing. As is usual, we will begin with the activation of the chakras. So we start with the Muladhara and gradually go up to the Sahasrara, the crown of the head. So place your attention in the Muladhara chakra at the base of the spine and listen to this frequency which corresponds with that of the Muladhara chakra. Now let your attention travel to the Swadhisthana chakra, which is in the sacral region, and listen to this sound. Now we are listening to the frequency of the Manipura chakra. So you put your attention on the spine in an area which is in line with the navel. It is time to move to the center of the chest where there is the Anahat chakra. It's the seat of love and connectivity. Listen to this sound. And now bring your awareness into the middle of the throat on the inside. You can become aware of the breath as it is moving up and down the throat. And this is the Vishuddhi chakra, which governs our understanding and our speech. So as you focus your attention in this chakra, listen to this frequency which corresponds with the frequency of the Vishuddhi chakra. And now move your attention to the Ajna chakra. With closed eyes, look above, look up, and listen to this sound. And now let your awareness go to the highest point at the top of the head. We have the Sahasrara chakra there. It is the apex point of our human awareness, where Jiva, the human element, becomes Shiva. It realizes its divinity. Just be aware of how every cell in the body has been raised to a higher level of vibration and frequency. And this is the right time to work on repatterning. पहले हमने बोला था कि पूरी तरह से हीलिंग कब होती है, जब हम अपने ऊपर काम करने को तैयार होते हैं, जीवन में कोई चुनौती है, तो हम समझ पाते हैं कि हमारे अपने व्यवहार में, हमारी अपनी सोच में क्या कमी है जिसकी वजह से ये चुनौती जीवन में है, और हम उसको बदलने का प्रयास करते हैं। तभी पूरी हीलिंग होती है। So just take a few moments and contemplate any challenges that you have in life and ask, what is this situation or this challenge teaching me? What is the lesson I can draw? The lesson can be in relation to your own behavior or attitude towards a particular body part. The lesson can be in respect of your own behavior towards a relative, family member, a human being, or an institution. It may have something to do with your likes and dislikes for particular, because of your strict adherence to a certain belief system. Look at what is binding you. और जब आप अपने व्यवहार को या आचार को सोचने को देखेंगे तो समझ में आएगा कि क्या हमने अपने शरीर के किसी अंग के साथ ज्यादती की है, क्या किसी संबंध में हम पूरे खरे नहीं उतरे, कुछ चूक हो गई, या कोई हमने ऐसा एक बिलीफ सिस्टम, एक आग्रह पाल लिया है जिसके कारण हम किसी चीज से नफरत करते हैं, हमें पसंद नहीं करते और उससे हमें तकलीफ हो रही है। जो भी है उसे बदलने की आवश्यकता है। So for integral healing, it is very important that we recognize what is binding us, holding us back, and we do appropriate forgiveness. So listen to this frequency of forgiveness. Use it to seek forgiveness wherever you may have not done something right, or to forgive when somebody else has trespassed against you. If you have done something wrong, there is no shame in asking for forgiveness. And if somebody else has done something wrong, then you should forgive because it is the right thing to do. It is only through forgiveness that we can dissolve our karma with people and situations and institutions here and now. Most of the time we suffer because we have a very strong sense of ego. The sense of I am so and so is very strong. Forgiveness helps us to dilute that ego and to eventually dissolve it. It is a good thought to consider that where do we stand in the cosmic scheme of things? What is our area of influence? What is it that we can get done? And there are so many things which are beyond our control. So we don't bother about those so many things, but we bother about a few things because of our limited sense of ego. It is good to let that ego pass. And forgiveness becomes easy if we embrace love. So here is the frequency of unconditional love. Let this love resonate in every cell of your body. Offer it very generously to any body part, any aspect of your life where you are feeling a challenge. Sometimes people are ready to give others love, but they are very suspicious of others when love is to be received from them. There is always a question, why is this fellow so pally? What is the secret agenda he or she may be having? So to heal this negative belief system of love, here is this frequency. It opens the heart a little further. And when we are steeped in love, we can easily relate to an inner expansion which gives us the feeling of abundance. Abundance is not about money alone. It is about an expanded state of awareness where the feeling of duality disappears. And one feels that this whole universe is a reflection of my own glory. And when there is abundance, Appreciation cannot be far behind. So here is the frequency of appreciation. Appreciation arises when we see everything suffused with God's energy. We find in any happening God's intention. Then our limited thinking takes a back seat, and it is easy to align ourselves with the divine will. And this is when true gratitude arises. Just take a moment to rest in the attitude of appreciation and gratitude. Offer your appreciation and gratitude to those energies that have helped you so much in this life. Offer appreciation and gratitude to your body. It is this body that is going to help you realize the purpose of your life. Offer your gratitude to your senses, your mind. They have given you the ability to discriminate, to decipher. Offer your gratitude to people who have been kind and helpful. Offer your gratitude to people and situations that have been difficult because they are your teachers who are going to teach the hard way. Offer your gratitude to yourself because God has chosen to sit inside you as you. You may have judged yourself, but God has not judged you. God never considered you to be small or insignificant. He has made His abode in your heart. Rest in this awareness of gratitude for a while. And as you do this, as you make greater contact with your own divinity, you realize that everybody else is also divine. It's a different matter that they may not know at this point of time that they are divine. And that is why they are behaving like bound human beings. Wish them well. Give them your blessing. They do not deserve your judgment or your impatience or anger or resentment. They deserve your love and blessings. Rest in this state. As you listen to these very soothing sounds, gradually start becoming aware of the contours of your body and what the body is in contact with. Take a few deep breaths And let your awareness be fully present in the body. Thank yourself for being here. Thank everybody else on call, because each one is contributing to the healing by his or her presence and by bringing his or her state to this session. When you are ready, you may bring your palms together. Rub them against one another. Cover your eyes with your palms. Feel energy rushing from your palms into your being through the filter of the eyes. Keep breathing. And when you feel that enough exchange of energy has happened, just caress your face. Offer your deepest love to yourself. Caress your chest, your shoulders, elbows, wherever you wish to give love to your body. Whichever part you want to offer healing, just place your palms there and feel the energy rushing from the palms into that part of the body. And when you are ready, gently open your eyes, bringing yourself fully in the present moment. So how was this session? If any one of you want to give any feedback, you are most welcome. You can unmute yourself. Or if
I slept after the throat chakra. Why do I go sleep? I don't understand.
who is this?
I'm Zainab.
I beg your pardon? Zainab. After the fourth chakra you sleep. Because that is what your body and mind needs. So given the kind of situation you may be in, sometimes it is best for the body and mind to get into a deep rest. So that is what the sound energy is doing to you. So don't worry about that. When that healing is complete, even if you want, you won't be able to sleep. Okay?
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Good afternoon, Guruji.
Yes, Anaita.
Yes, thank you very much for today's session again. As far as the sleeping part is concerned, ever since these sessions have got started, I have been continuously feeling this some kind of like as if it's a tiredness, probably. So anything that I do, I'm into the cake business completely. I make cakes at home. I sell them. I take orders. But ever since this session has got started, I am feeling very, very lethargic, sir. and I don't feel like, I really want to do something. Is it because of the healing part only?
It can be due to healing because a
Hmm.
lot of inner work is going on.
Okay.
The body needs rest.
Yeah.
But since you are into business and you can't afford to
Hmm.
sleep at home when you are supposed to make cakes,
Yes.
so what you need to do is that have some good nourishing food
Hmm.
and do some exercise. What
Yeah.
kind of exercise do you do?
I normally take a walk in the evenings. Okay. I
Mhm.
don't really go to the gym or something. But
Yes.
in the mornings, I just have my normal exercises of the neck, shoulders, hands, legs.
So
Just the normal
maybe you
routine.
could include a little bit of pranayam,
Um,
which brings
okay.
in more prana into the body.
Right, right.
So this
Okay.
lethargic, this tendency of lethargy
Yeah.
will
Okay.
go away. Yes.
I just feel like, I just want to get into a trance and, meditate, meditate, meditate. I just want to keep meditating most of the time. And I feel very good
So,
about it also, but it
you
just
feel
can't
good,
go.
but you can't neglect
You
your
can't do. Exactly.
uh,
Hmm.
business because
Exactly.
you see the thing is like that we are when we want to heal,
Hmm.
we also want to set up a good example before the society, before our family and friends.
Right.
Because sometimes what happens that if a person goes into this meditative state all the time and wants to meditate, but
Yeah.
the family does not understand because
Exactly.
family starts getting neglected or some duties start getting neglected. So we are not
Hmm.
setting a good example.
Right.
That is why we need to create a balance and set a good example
Right.
because we can become torch bearers or we can become magnets that would attract other people to these practices.
Right.
We go into a kind of an extreme mode,
Right.
then
True.
it becomes difficult. Of course, sometimes it may happen, but when there are people in the family who would understand why it is happening and what is happening, then they would give that kind of leeway to the person. Like my
Right.
wife, when she began to meditate, she would go into some of these states where she would not
Hmm.
want to do something, or she would like to engage herself with meditative practices all the time. But somehow or the other, we both had entered spiritual life at the same time. So
Hmm.
I understood what she was going through.
Right.
So there was this kind of understanding that one could understand that she needs it at this point of time. So it helped us.
True.
But
True.
had she been in a different environment, then it would have
Hmm.
created conflict.
Conflict.
I,
Yes.
I know a lot of people where in whose families there is a lot of conflict
Yes.
on their
Yes.
spiritual inclinations.
Right. Right. Very true. It happens with me also, sir. Most of the time, I'm readily not able to accept many things. There are many things I want to put forth to others, but they can't get a clear understanding of what is happening with me.
So there is a lesson in it for you.
Huh.
The lesson is that you must tell people, approach people from their level of understanding. There is a famous story in the Panchatantra, which I read
Hmm.
as a child.
Hmm.
There were these monkeys, they were fighting over a loaf of bread.
Hmm.
And the fight went to the extreme. They were all, injured and they had, bitten each other. They were bleeding and they were fighting.
Hmm.
So one sparrow decided to impart some wisdom into them.
Hmm.
It came and started teaching them about coexistence and peace, the advantages of that. And one monkey who was very angry, he just gave a big resounding slap to the sparrow, and the
Hmm.
poor sparrow died.
Hmm.
So the message is that you don't give high level teaching to people who are not willing to understand. So give them something very practical that they can work with.
Yeah. True.
So it is only
Hmm.
in stages.
Right.
You can, if we give our feedback to a lot of feedback to a person all at the same time,
Hmm.
then we are in effect, if that person takes it very personally, he cannot
Hmm.
improve, then he will destroy it.
Right.
We should not destroy people. We should
Hmm.
help them. I can share my own example. I was asked in my Guru's ashram to be a speaker.
Hmm.
I was very shy. And I just didn't know ABC of speaking. The first
Hmm.
time I did something, it was a disaster. But, and my tutor for that particular program was a lady who was a TV actress in Australia, and she was the exact opposite of who I was.
Hmm.
Very elegant, very beautiful,
Hmm.
very expressive.
Hmm.
She would do storytellings and she would really weave that story, make it come alive to people.
Hmm.
And I was the exact opposite. So my first program was a disaster, and I asked her. And in a secretly, I was very happy that it was a disaster because I thought
Hmm.
that I am done with it.
Yeah,
I
chut
never
gaye.
wanted to
हाँ.
do it. I was made to do it, and I just asked her that it was a disaster, isn't it? And she
Hmm.
looked at me and she said, "Well, Mr. Gaur, I think when you will speak, people would want to listen to you."
Which is very true.
She did not give me this feedback,
Hmm.
honest feedback. Then over a period of a few months in the ashram, there were people in the programming office, they would tutor me. But what they did, they were very clever people. They never gave me all the points on which I had to work.
Okay.
I was not making eye contacts, there was no flow. I stood rigid like an iron stand,
Hmm.
and no movement of the hands, no throw in my voice, no emotions.
Hmm.
Mostly I would read something that I had written.
Hmm.
There's a difference between how you talk and how you read
Yes.
the
True.
written. They did not tell me all of these things at one go,
Right.
one thing at a time. So initially I was very rigid or frigid, so to say.
Hmm.
So one lady told me I will sit in the front row and each time you look, and I used to see through people. I was so afraid to make eye contact that I would not look into people's eyes. I would just see through them. And she said, whenever you see me, I will say cheese and you
Hmm.
smile.
Hmm.
And this was a big thing.
Yeah.
So 2, 3 sessions, we just did that.
Hmm.
Gradually, the ice melted. I came into my own, and
Right.
I became a speaker.
True.
So otherwise, the very idea of having 40 persons in a healing session and talking to them, I would have died 100 deaths before doing the Zoom session. So
Right.
this is how it happened. But this was a lesson that we need to be very careful with people. So
Yeah.
tell them something which they can understand.
Right.
This is
True.
an act of empathy.
Right.
When we understand them, so we
Hmm.
don't overlook them and we don't give them something which they cannot understand or comprehend.
Exactly.
This is a lesson.
Because this often comes as a clash with me and people who are slightly elderly in
This
my
is, this
family.
is, this is the lesson for you in life.
Hmm.
This is the lesson to learn which you have come into this life. I spoke about repatterning.
Hmm.
It's a good thought to share what you know or what
Hmm.
you consider to be really noble with other people.
Hmm.
But how to share that
Yeah. True.
and with whom to share, that is a
Right.
lesson which is
Exactly.
under discretion. So you are here in this world, in this life to learn this lesson. I mean,
True.
maybe there are many other lessons, but this is
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
lesson
No, in
you
fact,
need to
I
learn.
thought I need to have an appointment with you when I really want to share quite a lot, and there's quite a lot I
We
need to
all have
ask you.
our own challenges. That is, we all have our challenges because we have come here in this life to
Yeah,
work our karmas. How do
right.
we work our karmas? We have to repattern.
Right.
There are certain habit patterns or behavioral patterns
Hmm.
which create anomalies in our life.
Right.
These are lessons that we haven't learnt in the previous lifetime.
True.
In this lifetime, we have come to learn those lessons. But the ego comes up and says, "You are right. Well, you don't have to learn anything. Others have to learn."
Yes, yes. Very
But
true.
that is
Very
where
true.
the problem lies. See, if we
Yeah,
don't learn this lesson here and now, then
true.
we will have to come back again to learn the same.
Exactly.
Because
And I
this,
have a problem with forgiveness issues also mainly because of this.
stop calling it a problem.
Yeah.
Because when you call it a problem, then you are creating a kind of a negative
Yeah, yeah. It reverses the
association.
inverse universe, right? Okay.
So we
Anyways,
must be very
otherwise,
careful. Huh?
yeah.
We
When is
must
it
be
I
very careful what kind of
speak
words
about?
we. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, sir, what is a good time to call you? If I want to speak to you personally, when is a good time?
See, let us keep it for sometime after the 27th.
7. Okay, sure. No problem.
Up to 27th, I'm doing these 3 sessions a day.
Okay,
So,
okay. All
and
right.
then I'm also trying to study something which I am not making progress with. So a
Okay.
lot of time goes there, and then there are some family
All
responsibilities.
right. Fine. Fair enough. I'll do that.
So
No
after
problem.
the 27th, I'll be free.
Sure, sure. No problem, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye
Yes.
bye.
Bye. Meena, you want to say something? Meena has unmuted herself. No, you don't want to say. Okay. So when it comes to repatterning, Annette, you want to say? Yes, please go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to talk about how grateful I am for this session about repatterning. It's been pretty evident in the last weeks and stuff, and years and lifetimes. But I felt like a shift happening. I'm holding on to it gently. So I want to thank you for this opportunity. I hope we can do this again. So
Okay. Yeah. It was very difficult for me. It's not easy. And I'm still working on it. So we are
thank
all work in progress.
thank goodness.
Everybody, each one of us is a work in progress. But it is inner work. You know, people sometimes think that just doing some kind of a practice, doing meditation, just sitting quietly or chanting or doing pujas, whatever. But the real work happens here, that when a person starts looking at one's patterns and decides to change the pattern, because it is not easy. It is very challenging.
But it is possible.
It is awesome. That is what we are here for.
Grace. Yeah, yeah.
Because when we came into this world, our guides told us that these are your challenges. So we deliberately chose those parents, those friends, that kind of family, that kind of workplace, how we can work out our challenges. But because we have not paid attention to that, those challenges remain. So it is only when we start becoming aware what others I cannot change. I cannot change anybody else, but I have the power to change myself. How am I going to change myself? And that is where those three frequencies came, the forgiveness. So we have to be gentle with ourselves, even if we have made a mistake, admit. If somebody else has made a mistake, forgive. And move beyond. This is how we can move beyond. Then appreciation. So this, when appreciation comes, then we start seeing those who are challenging us, we don't see them as our enemies. We don't cultivate feelings of anger, hatred, resentment against them, we look upon them as our teachers. These are the teachers who have come to teach us the hard way. So what is it that I can learn? We appreciate them as teachers. And then when that change starts happening within us, then tremendous gratitude arises. So gratitude is something that can really catapult us into the highest awareness. So for repatterning, these three things have to be embraced. Forgiveness is the starting point. But for that starting point also, the heart has to be open. So I was thinking about it, and that this is how this fell into place today. So I used it for this session.
I'm guessing I'm not the only one who's
I'm
thinking
also
about it
learning.
today. This session, I think probably a lot of us are thinking about this. Just to clarify the three things, is forgiveness and love, and what's the third thing? You said there are three
No,
things.
anything you embrace, that itself can transform. We give different names. So without love, there cannot be forgiveness, and without forgiveness, there cannot be love.
Most important, yeah.
And then appreciation follows, gratitude follows.
Yeah.
And before that, we need prana. For doing anything, we need energy. So that is why we do sound healing. We do some practice which can bring that prana into our cells. Because only when the cells are full of energy, they are vibrating high, then we can do something with our cells.
I am going to end, but I just wanted to say the practice of appreciation was really important. It felt like even the positive and even the negative things, just to appreciate all of them, felt really like it sort of felt like the slate was being cleared. Just anyway, thank you.
True. Maji is smiling, listening to you. And she is going to take a session. I think, many things will become clearer on Friday when she is with us. Thank you so much, Anna.
Thank you, Ghosh, sir.
Yes,
it was really very refreshing session, and I was knocked out once I reached the Anahat chakra.
The heart, yes.
Yes. And then I came back, and now I feel I can run a marathon.
Oh, thank you. It's good to have this kind of feedback. So thank you so much, Mamaji. Thank you for being here. Because see, this healing is becoming powerful because of many reasons. One is that this is Navratri time. So this is the time of the Devi when the feminine energy is very high. So any transformative work that we want to do with ourselves, that work is supported by the environment. Energy is there. And there are many high souls present in the session. So the presence of each soul, as each soul brings their own energy. And then the sincerity with which people come, they want to change. So that everything contributes to the healing. And the grace of the masters. That grace is always present. When we do something with a prayer to them, the grace is always available. So that is how it works. So thank you so much. We'll just end with the Shanti part. Om Sarvesham Swastirbhavatu Sarvesham Shantirbhavatu Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu Sarvesham मङ्गलं भवतु। ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनो, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। Thank you everyone. We'll meet again tomorrow.